You know, you'd think after a year of making content revolving around the work of Liam Vickers, I would have already made at least one video about murder drones. Well, I suppose it's about time, better late than never. Between October 17th and November 13th, 2025, we got two officially licensed music videos based on the hit indie series directed by Liam Vickers' Murder Drones. These two music videos were Fight Till I'm Good Enough, produced by Living Tombstone, and Forever, the full version, produced by AJ DeSpirito. Now, seeing as these two music videos were dropped in such close proximity to each other, it's no surprise that they would be subject to comparison, and originally I wasn't even going to talk about either of them. I mean, do you see Liam's name in any of these credits? Seeing that the guy who actually directed and wrote Murder Drones wasn't even directly involved in either of these led me to immediately dismiss both as non-canon, and they were both pushed to the back of my mind. However, now that I've had a month to dwell on them both, I'm not so quickly dismissive of them as I was prior. Or at least I'm not as dismissive towards one of them. The other I still don't really care about. Let's play a little game. Which of these two do I think is a better representation and embodiment of Murder Drones and its themes in the form of a music video? Is it A, Fight Till I'm Good Enough, the music video with a full story creatively led and animated by the absurdly talented individuals at Glitch Productions, accompanied by music from the infamous indie producer The Living Tombstone? Or B, Forever, the full version, produced by a guy who self-taught himself how to use Blender over the course of a few months, with models that were fan-made and not even official? If you can already see through my joking irony, it's Forever, the full version. In my eyes, this one is leagues above this one. Between these two, Forever feels like it organically fits into the expansive lore that the show built over the course of 3 years, and Fight Till You're Good Enough feels rather tacked on, for lack of a better way to put it. And in this video, I'm looking to explore exactly why that is. Why does this one succeed, and where does this one fail, and why is that exactly? Now, before I get into things, I feel like I should specify that I do not hate Fight Till I'm Good Enough. Its music is wonderfully fantastic and an absolute banger, and the accompanying animation is absolutely stunning and objectively well made, and personally jaw-dropping. This video isn't here to dog on it, as it is objectively an extremely well put together music video. With that said, however, I still think this one is better. I may not know music theory, I may not understand most of the principles of animation, but if there's one thing I understand, it's the work of Liam Vickers, and in this case, Murder Drones. The Murder Drones lore runs incredibly deep, with many minute complexities, so when attempting to expand upon its existing story, there's a lot of things that can go right, and 10 times as many things that can go wrong. Let's see how each of these videos expands upon the story of Murder Drones, starting with Forever.
Forever. Tell myself I lost my soul for you. From hereafter, see you never.
We spend most of the video outside the series' iconic corpse fire with Sin simply grooving in the snow. It's all good silly fun. However, it's midway through the video that the seemingly goofy demeanor is dropped as we view the tape My Great Despair, which pictures an exhausted Tessa trudging her way through the snow, seemingly in a desperate attempt to reach her own grave. It paints a disturbing picture, and I mean, just take a listen to these lyrics.
Please pardon me. I beg to rise. It's my destiny to run my great decay. So send me on my way. I'm empty. I'll settle in the earth around me. Fertilize the ash with care. Gentle in my great despair.
More than just being rather dreadful, these lyrics possibly imply that Tessa is still alive to a degree, but for one reason or another is unable to die or at the very least find peace. We then see her reaching out of the TV the tape was playing on, seemingly as some sort of resistance against this frankly depressing fate. Now, one can take this whole set piece as simply being a metaphor for Tessa's desecrated corpse and how she was ultimately the one who started the domino effect that ended humanity, or you can take this as a very canon interaction between Sin and Tessa, and say that Tessa was assimilated into the Absolute Solver and now lives trapped in Sin's mind, unable to die or escape. Regardless of how you interpret My Great Despair, it achieves the same thing. The visage of Sin dancing may have initially been quite humorous, but now under the knowledge that what we are watching is really just the corpse of Tessa knowingly being puppeted against her will for Sin's own enjoyment and our entertainment is rather disturbing. Murder Drones is in its most basic form a horror comedy series, and this visage of Sin dancing in the snow with Tessa's corpse perfectly encapsulates that in my opinion. There are many ways this video can be interpreted, and equally as many fan theories and headcanons to be made, and so, as a new part of the Murder Drones continuity, regardless of whether or not you consider it canon, it's very welcome and brings much to the table for longtime fans. Alrighty now, what does Fight Till I'm Good Enough bring to the table in terms of story? Fight Till I'm Good Enough starts after the events of Murder Drones Episode 8 and follows En and Uzi as En tries to prove to Uzi's parents that he's good enough for her. Sin decides to play a prank and causes a zombie virus to begin spreading throughout the colony. They fight off the hordes of zombies, and Sin spits bars antagonizing En and Uzi and how she thinks neither of them are good enough for each other. Sin bites V's Sentinel, it turns into Godzilla, they fight it, En slaps Sin around, and she reluctantly cures everyone, after which Khan and Nori accept En and they fly off. Okay. It's fun, it's goofy, it's cute, it's stunning, it's a banger. How the hell is this supposed to be taken seriously as a canonical part of Murder Drones? What? You think that after all the shit En went through in the series for Uzi, he would already be accepted by default, so immediately the premise just doesn't sit right. Also, can Sin just do this? How is Sin doing this? Why did she never do this before? We already had an established way for Sin to mind control drones, why are they suddenly pulling this out now? Half the premise of this music video was based on an abandoned script for episode 2 that was intentionally thrown away by Liam because he didn't like it. Well, why are we bringing it back for the music video? I would talk about the lyrics, but luckily for me, Why Not Sir Me already made a video about that, so I highly recommend you check out that one. But the TLDR is the lyrics mostly actively preach against the themes that the show is trying to present. How does this happen? Now, I feel like I've been a bit harsh until this point, so let me get into what I actually liked about this video. The Sin part. Of everything in this video, this is the only part I feel like expanded upon the story of Murder Drones in an interesting and organic way. The lyrics that are sung by Sin partially delves into Uzi's role as the primary host of the Absolute Solver, and in turn the host of Sin herself, and goes on to try and discourage Uzi by saying by being with her friends and family she's risking their lives, and it may only be a matter of time before she accidentally gives in and kills those who are close to her. This is an interesting notion because we can't know for sure if Sin is lying because much of how the Absolute Solver works is unknown, and this leaves many theories and continuations that can be created from this idea. Honorable mention to those who still believe in Schizo Uzi theory, y'all probably ate well with this video. Unfortunately, that's basically all there is left to garner from Fight Till I'm Good Enough. It's just a simple, self-contained story that's tacked onto the end of episode 8 that may or may not be too goofy for its own good. I'm actively struggling on what to even write next to my script because that's just how little of an impact this music video leaves in terms of its story. Just about everything that there is to be garnered from this video can be digested in a single watch, and even attempting to go deeper would end up just stating the obvious, and for a series so widely known for its cryptic lore and unconventional storytelling, I can't help but feel a little bit disappointed. So, what can we learn from the comparison between these two? I don't know. I'm just a guy who's far too attached to internet BS for his own good, making videos because I'm bored. I'm not your dad. Come up with your own opinions. Outro, 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 outro.